Hello there guys, welcome back to Younes Talks Football, welcome back to a brand new video. I hope all of you are doing alright. Listen, first and foremost, I'm never predicting 2-0 on a game ever again. Because every time that seems to happen, as one person rightfully said in the comments of my preview yesterday, it tends to go wrong. You know what's mad? This game today, as I said in my preview yesterday, we needed to win. We had to, there was no option, and we didn't. And that's the most important thing, albeit the circumstances with Graham Potter. And just like I said yesterday, it would be unfair on Graham Potter for us to go directly into an evaluation of what he's decided to do tonight completely. I think there are points you can analyse, and I'm about to get to it. But to say that that's the deciding factor as to why we didn't win tonight, the guy's just walked through the door, right? And I've said this, we need to give him his complete backing. But it's the same story. It's the same story, and it's so frustrating. And you know what? At this point, I don't even think Graham Potter's going to fix it. Tuchel couldn't fix it. I think you could try and combine all the 19 other managers in the Premier League, and they might not fix it. We can't shoot at all. We just can't. Except for maybe one player, and that's Raheem Sterling. Aubameyang, I'm going to maybe cut some slack because he's just come back. He can tell he's not fully fit. I would want him to have a run of games. But Raheem Sterling looked like the only player up top that actually had his head screwed on completely. Kai Havertz. I mean, that guy, someone done something to him. It's funny, earlier on, I was watching, it's quite funny, I came across a clip of David Guetta at Tomorrowland with a blank face. And I saw Kai Havertz's performance tonight, and it was a constant reminder of that. The guy looked clueless. He looked lost. He looked like he didn't know where he was. I don't know what's happened to him, but every single time he receives a ball, he does the wrong thing, or he makes the wrong pass, or he loses the ball, or his first touch is non-existent. I don't want to be the complete blame on Kai Havertz, but the guy looks lost. Raheem Sterling, the only one that you can see, looks like has a grain of intelligence in his head. And even then, there were some times where he'd maybe take a bit too long. The support isn't really around him. He's looking for options. He's looking for movement. Couple of combinations that were good, but aside from that, he had the goal, which was a very well-worked goal. Reece James, Mason Mount, ball comes across, gets quite lucky to go through about 4 or 5 players in the box, lands to Raheem Sterling. He literally sets himself up and he puts it in the bottom corner. Finally, someone that can finish. But apart from that, and to prove to you guys, I don't know if all of you have actually seen the stat at the end of the game, but you could see it play out throughout the entire match. Chelsea have had 17 attempts on goal tonight. 4 of them on target. RB Salzburg had 4 attempts all night. 3 of them on target. Chelsea had a 23.5% shot accuracy. RB Salzburg had 75%. It just goes to show when the score finishes 1-1. I don't even think it comes down to manager at this point. These players can't finish. They just can't finish. And I don't want to sound like Michael Owen here, but if you can't finish, you ain't scoring goals, you ain't winning games, you ain't getting far. That's just the natural formula of the game. I don't know what it's going to take for us to actually convert chances. And at this point, I honestly look at Graham Potter. There were a couple of weird decisions with the starting lineup, although, as I've said, we can't drill in completely and criticise completely, because the one thing that I was baffled at was playing Azpilicueta as a centre-back when I initially thought they were playing a back 4, but they were not. It was a back 3 of Azpilicueta, Thiago Silva, Cucurella, in a hybrid, which we've seen under Thomas Tuchel, because Reece James would bomb forward. Even Cucurella would kind of bomb forward, but he'd tuck in a lot quicker than Reece would. If Reece had to bomb forward, he would. If he had to come back, he would form the back 4. So in that aspect, you could understand what was going on between the back 3 and the back 4 and the hybrid. Sterling was at a left wing-back role, but not as a traditional left wing-back. He was more of a left winger. You could see that he had license to just go all the way forward, stay there, use bit of space that he did. I saw Joe Cole at halftime really pinpoint a very good point about the way that Sterling was positioned tonight. Instead of going into the front three, he would tuck in a little bit more to allow himself more space to attack and penetrate into, which he did numerous times, and it worked out in his favour. Got some good combinations going, got into good spaces, and therefore even the goal. So Sterling on that left-hand side and the way that he was used, fantastic. Apart from that, it's really just the same old story, really. I can't pinpoint anything to do with the way that we were playing. I thought in terms of build-up, in terms of energy, we looked more energised, which was expected. As I said in the preview, we'd expect a bounce back. New manager, new vibe, new atmosphere, players trying to prove a point. The atmosphere is going to be higher. Energy is going to be higher. Intensity is going to be higher. But it's the same story of we are hollow. We are looking like it looks like we're going to do something good, and then we don't do anything. You know, we're that sort of guy that looks big, tries to look massive in front of everyone, and then the moment someone actually steps up to him, he backs off. You know, that's Chelsea at the moment. On paper, we look fantastic. In terms of application, after the build-up, trying to actually convert chances, nothing. So when you look at the way that we were moving, the way that we were progressing from the defence into the midfield, all of that, we looked quicker. There were a couple more combinations. You could see better link-ups. But the moment we get to the final third, it's the same story. It's the same story. And this is where it just gets really frustrating. Some of the substitutions I was a little bit suspect of, I have to be honest. I mean, Loftus-Cheek, I think, has played every single position in this Chelsea team except in goal. You know, if Kepa has another howler or whatnot, maybe stick Loftus-Cheek in goal because he's played every single position. He was playing as a second striker today. So, experimental, you know. Taking off Kovacic, bringing on Gallagher. Kovacic, in terms of the midfield, probably the most active midfielder that we had. Later on, took off Sterling, best player on the pitch. Why? Brought on Ziyech. Looked clueless. You know, the whole thing was weird. Azpilicueta staying on the pitch as long as he did when we had Koulibaly and Fofana on the bench and we didn't even bring on. Those couple of things from Graham Potter, I'm a little bit like, why? You don't need, albeit, I respect it, he's got a master's in human and emotional intelligence. You don't need a master's in that to understand that maybe that wasn't the best decision. You know, I don't really know. But going forward, creating chances, I say chances, half chances, that's the best that we can do right now. And I don't get it. I don't get it. Graham Potter, experimental for now, needs to try and find his best team. Maybe, you know, a lot of you would have maybe chosen a different lineup. I understand that. I would want to see changes. He's got a lot of time now in terms of now to the next game. I think our next game is October 1st, if I'm not mistaken. But we've got quite a while now until our next game. So he's got time to try and really break this down. But this result has cost us. Why? We lost to Zagreb. We've drawn to Salzburg at home. We now need to go and play AC Milan home and away. If you're putting on a performance like you did tonight, where even at times it looked bright, it looked good, it looked like some of the players were up for it, but we still cannot produce, you can't deliver the goods, you really think we're going to do something against AC Milan? We are honestly, this is where I'm concerned. This is where I told you in my preview we needed to win today, albeit it's experimental for Graham Potter, albeit that, yes, maybe we're not on the best of form, circumstances have changed, but we need to win. When we went 1-0 up, I was thinking, you know what, I'll take this. Give me a 1-0. And then we concede a really stupid, soft, dumb goal. You know, very easily penetrable by Salzburg. Get through the midfield, couple of mistakes in terms of tackling and in terms of getting the timing right with those tackles. Ball advances onto the right. Thiago Silva mistimes his tackle, and he was decent tonight, but that one time that he went wrong, boom, all of a sudden, ball gets tucked into the box. Azpilicueta's caught sleeping. Should he have even started? Maybe not. Some would say he's the captain. Some would say, no, Koulibaly, Fofana are there. What are we doing? His timing is wrong. It's a nice little finish. Kepa doesn't reach it, and it's 1-1. And now, as a result, we're bottom of the group after 2 games. We have 1 point out of 6. We have to play AC Milan home and away. If we don't fix that up, we are going to the Europa League. Maybe not. Maybe we might even finish bottom. Who knows? And, you know, to be honest, look, I'll be real with you guys. With a change of manager, I would rather play no European competition than play the Europa League. I'll be real. So if we were to finish third, I'd rather finish last. But there is still an opportunity to try and fix this. Graham Potter now has a window. And when we play AC Milan, we have to beat them, no questions asked, home and away, to stand a chance of getting through, because other teams now have a step ahead. And just in terms of these players, what's really concerning is when you get a new manager and you start to see little things forming, cool. But when it's a basic fundamental of the game, a basic fundamental of football, which is to put the ball in the net, to finish, to shoot and get it on target. Mason Mount shot way off, should have been on target, cannot get that off target. Broja towards the end cannot get that off target. Ziyech missing his shot on his left foot, basically on a plate. You cannot be doing that at this level, at this club, at this status. You cannot be missing those sort of chances. You can't. If the keeper saves it, he saves it, cool. But you need to be getting that on target. You need to be working the keeper. At this level, this isn't, all due respect, Graham Potter's come from Brighton. This isn't Brighton. This is where I'm concerned. Can these players actually score? Can they actually finish? Because if they can't, we might as well just rip up the season now. There's no point playing. You know, it's a basic fundamental. This is where I'm concerned now, guys. Let me know what you think in the comment section below, because today it was worrying. In terms of the way that we play, as I've said, yeah, sometimes it looks fantastic, but then the end product, the end result, nothing's there. So what's the point? What's the point? You know, this is where I want to ask you guys, leave me your thoughts down below. How did you see this tonight? Are you on the same wavelength? Do you see a solution? Do you not? Graham Potter, let me know what you thought in terms of his first game in charge. As I've said, I can't really say too much about him. I've pinpointed a few points in terms of the selection, the subs and whatnot, but it's early days. You have to give him an opportunity. We'll wait and see. Let me know down below. Much appreciated. Don't forget, hit that subscribe button if you are new. Hit that notification button to be notified once I've uploaded. Smash like button if you are new. And yeah, I'll see you soon. If you find me back at home after well, by the time I upload next, because there's no football for quite a while now, then that will be it. And if something happens or whatnot, I'll give you guys my views. So stay tuned, guys, and I'll see all of you very, very soon. Thank you all so much for watching. See you guys later in a bit, and peace.